It is week 6 of the National Football League. The team that I cover every week, the Cleveland Browns, are in Philadelphia to play the Eagles, 2-2 coming off a bye. You hate to get a team coming off a bye when you're on the road. You're in their building. They're angry and getting healthy. Not a good setup, but regardless, that's what the Browns find themselves walking into this week. Kevin Stefanski said on Monday, he said it on Sunday after the loss in Washington, reiterated on Monday, and then reiterated again about 45 minutes ago. He's not changing quarterbacks. It is going to be Deshaun Watson. Now, he left the door open, and he never leaves the door open. But he seemingly, if you want to parse words, on Monday, he didn't say no to a play caller change. Now, again, it was a very, very, very narrow interpretation of semantics there to think that he might have left the door open. It's not going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. And Stefanski made that clear about 45 minutes ago. He is still calling plays.
Everything every week, Tony, and whether it's scheme, whether it's personnel, whether it's how we call it. So there's things that we've looked at this week and things that we know we can do better. I'm comfortable with the amount of collaboration we have right now on the headset and how we operate, so that won't change. But I do want to emphasize that it's number one, we're constantly looking at things that we can do better. But number two, this is a collective effort from players and coaches to make sure that we are playing better on offense.
And I think that's the right move. He's a 2-time coach of the year. Last year, this team made the postseason, had double-digit wins, getting wins from Deshaun Watson and P.J. Walker and Dorian Thompson-Robinson and Joe Flacco. Kevin Stefanski calling plays is not the issue. Look, I know it's a common topic, and it's not only in Cleveland. It's any town in which the offense is struggling. This is a constant in life. You always want the backup quarterback. You always want to change and play caller. Right. Those are constants in whatever town and whatever team you are in or rooting for. I don't think it matters. I think he is the best play caller, period. Baker Mayfield's second half of 2020 went on a 20-touchdown, 2-pick heater. Don't tell me, not taking it away from Baker, that doesn't have to do with that guy on the right of your screen wearing the orange long-sleeve dry fit, holding the Microsoft Surface. That guy's a great play caller. The problems go deeper than that right now. They are offensive line-based. They are quarterback-based. They are injury-based. There are a lot of issues. Yeah, he could do better. He says that all the time, right? But I don't think changing play caller would make things demonstrably better. And I'll go back to a conversation I had with Brian Billick years ago. Because we have this conversation a lot on TV. Because, as I said, it's a constant topic. Hey, Brian, Coach X is giving up play calling. What do you say? Hey, Coach, there's a coach in this town that's being pressured to give up play calling. What do you say? He has experience. He has given up play calling. And he says it's dangerous because once you do it, you can never get it back. Or you can take it back, but then if you take it back from the guy you give it to because it's not working, then where are you? Right? You're kind of rudderless at that point. Yep. So just don't give it up unless you truly, truly think it's going to make a bit of difference. You just don't give it up. I think Kevin Stefanski is a fantastic offensive coach. The problem is right now, the injuries, the poor play of the offensive line. And yes, there are plays where the quarterback just doesn't see it, doesn't let it rip. And there are plays where it's there and the offensive line doesn't block it up. You don't get enough of both of those things happening per game. But the Browns have showed moments, 15-play, 9.5-minute opening drive against the Raiders. That's one of them. That's one of them. They had scored opening possession every game except last week. Last week, they got to midfield, went for it, fourth and one, didn't get a good push from the O-line, didn't get the first down, it didn't happen, okay? But there have been moments. I go back to the Raider game. Deshaun Watson made a heck of a play, got drilled, made a play out of the pocket, threw an 82-yard strike to Amari Cooper for a go-ahead touchdown. They're going to win the game. Got called back on a very suspect holding call. By the letter of the law, is it kind of sort of a hold? Maybe. Does Christian Wilkins get credit for selling it? Absolutely. Ross Tucker on the broadcast, former offensive lineman, I might add. Ross Tucker's going, oh my God, that's not a hold. I love Ross. That's a lovable impression. Right? Joe Thomas, that's not a hold. Okay? We're looking at this conversation differently if that call was not made, even though the problems go far deeper than that. David Montgomery coming up next hour. And we're still on the Roku. You get my point?
Get your point.
Yeah.
Get your point.
I like Ken Dorsey. The issue here is you're kind of caught between schemes. What Stefanski ran for years was really, really good. Now you're trying to spread it out a little bit more, go 5 wide, go more empty, less from under center where it's your classic stretch, play fake, turn your back to the defense kind of feel that we've had for years. And it's not jiving. They beat the Eagles this week. It feels totally different, right? Then
we're talking about how bad the Eagles situation is. Yeah.
How bad the Eagles situation is. They're getting healthy. Do you get Lane Johnson back? Do you get Devontae back? Do you get A.J. Brown back? Who's only played 1 game. If those things happen, look, that's not ideal.
Right.
But everyone's got injuries at this point. You get a win this Sunday. You then go 3 straight home games. And then a bye. Like, it sets up okay. The problem is that you just got through the quote-unquote easier part of your schedule, right? The Giants, the Raiders, the Commanders are on a heater. You didn't think this would be, a tough one. It was, and they won. They were the better team. But you expected victories against the Giants and the Raiders, and then it feels different. And then they could have, should have won both of those games. I mean, they get to within 1 score of the Giants with 9.5 minutes to go and have 4 possessions after that, and you can't score.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku Channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.